Part 1. The Fire Within. Imagine this. You're standing in a room full of people. Someone mocks your work. Someone questions your worth. Someone looks at you and says something cruel. For a split second, your chest tightens. Your mind begins to boil. That familiar voice whispers, "Don't let them get away with that." But then, you take a breath. And instead of reacting, you simply smile. You feel peace, not because the world is kind, but because you've learned the art of being untouchable. This video is not about ignoring pain. It's about mastering your response to it. It's about building a mind so steady, so deeply grounded, that no insult, no judgment, no chaos can shake its foundation. If you've ever felt consumed by anger, hurt, or disrespect, stay. Because by the end of this journey, you'll carry with you a stillness that no one can disturb. Anger is a fire. It burns hot, fast, and without mercy. But here's what most people never realize. It doesn't burn your enemies. It burns you. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." Think about that. Every moment you spend angry, you hand someone else the keys to your peace. You let them control your emotions, your energy, and your day. The goal isn't to become cold or emotionless. It's to become centered. A person who feels emotion but is never ruled by it. In this first part, we'll explore how the Stoics and countless wise thinkers across time learned to rise above anger, not by suppression, but through understanding. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Mirror of Perception. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." What if anger isn't caused by what people say, but by what we believe their words mean? Someone says, "You're not good enough." What happens next is not caused by their words. It's caused by the story you tell yourself after hearing them. You might think, "Maybe they're right," or "How dare they?" Both thoughts create pain, but both are choices. The Stoics understood that our perception creates our pain. When you reframe the insult, you reclaim your power. So the next time someone mocks or disrespects you, pause and ask yourself, is this truly about me, or is it a reflection of them? Because most of the time, people project their own insecurities. Their anger is their mirror, not your truth. When you see this clearly, you stop taking things personally. And when you stop taking things personally, you become untouchable. Chapter 2. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. Epictetus, a man who was born a slave and became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught a simple truth that can change your life. Some things are in our control, and some are not. You can control your words, your actions, your times. You cannot control other people's opinions, moods, or behaviors. Yet most of our anger comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. When someone criticizes you, your ego feels threatened. It wants to fix their perception. But you can't. You can't rewrite someone's mind. What you can do is stay still and let their noise pass through you like wind through trees. Remember this: the moment you stop reacting,
they lose control over you. Their power dissolves. Practice this every day. When someone is rude to you, silently remind yourself, "This is outside my control, but my peace is not." Chapter 3. Preparing the mind. Negative visualization. Most people live hoping nothing bad ever happens. The Stoics lived knowing it will and preparing their minds for it. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal every morning, "Today I will meet people who are selfish, rude, arrogant, and ignorant, but I will not let it disturb my peace." He wasn't being pessimistic, he was training his emotional armor. When you expect the storm, you don't get shocked by the rain. This is called negative visualization. It's a simple but powerful daily practice. Every morning, take 30 seconds and imagine all the possible annoyances you might face today. The traffic, the rude coworker, the unexpected insult. Then remind yourself, none of these can take away my peace, unless I let them. Chapter 4. The strength of stillness. There is immense strength in silence. When someone tries to provoke you and you simply don't respond, it confuses them. Because most people live through reaction. They expect fire for fire. But when they throw their anger and you give back nothing, they burn in their own flames. This is not weakness, it's mastery. A wise person doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Their peace is proof enough. The next time someone tries to trigger you, smile, breathe, walk away. Not out of pride, but out of understanding that reacting only lowers you to their level. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Chapter 5. Building inner discipline. None of this happens overnight. You can't simply decide to never get angry again, but you can train your mind one day at a time. Every night before bed, reflect. What moments tested my peace today? How did I react? How could I have responded better? This practice of reflection, called journaling, is how the Stoics built emotional strength. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. Even noticing your anger is victory because awareness is the first step to mastery. And slowly, you'll begin to notice. People say things, situations happen, but you remain still, like a mountain untouched by the wind. If this message resonates with you, if you've ever felt controlled by your emotions or exhausted by other people's chaos, I invite you to take this journey with me. Every week, we dive deeper into the art of mastering your mind, learning to respond with strength, not reaction. So stay, reflect, and if you wish to continue walking this path of inner peace, like this video, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below, not to feed an algorithm, but to strengthen a community of people who are learning, together, to be unshakable. Because remember, no one can steal your peace unless you hand it to them. In the next part of this series, we'll go even deeper. You'll learn how to dissolve ego, detach from other people's opinions, and reach a state where peace becomes your natural default. This is not just philosophy, it's training for the mind, and it begins with awareness. Until then, stay calm, stay aware, and remember, you are stronger than your anger.
Part 2. The Unshakable Mind. There comes a point on every inner journey when silence becomes louder than words. When you realize that real power isn't in arguing, proving, or winning, but in remaining calm when the world tries to pull you into chaos. The first step was learning to pause before reacting. Now it's time to take the second, to rise beyond the need to be understood, accepted, or admired. Because the moment your peace depends on others, you hand them the strings to your soul.
Today, we'll explore what the Stoics called the fortress of the mind, a place where no insult can enter and no opinion can wound. Chapter 1. The Ego's Illusion. Ego is the quiet architect of anger. It's the voice that says, they should respect me, they should agree with me. But life doesn't owe us agreement. The Stoics knew that clinging to approval is a trap. Epictetus once said, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. He wasn't asking you to lower yourself. He was reminding you that freedom begins when the ego ends. Every time someone offends you, pause and whisper, this is my ego talking, not my truth. Let that awareness melt the tension, because when the ego dies, peace is born. Chapter 2. Detachment without indifference. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. You can care deeply and still remain calm. You can love fully without losing yourself. You can listen to criticism without internalizing it. Think of the ocean. Waves rise and crash, yet the depth remains undisturbed. That's what emotional detachment is, a depth that remains still no matter the surface storm. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. When he faced betrayal or insult, he would write, "The harm they do is their own. I remain what nature made me, calm and rational." When you realize others' behavior reflects their own state of mind, not your worth, you stop absorbing their chaos. Try this the next time someone lashes out. Breathe in. Feel their words pass through you, not into you. You'll sense an invisible boundary forming, the boundary of the unshakable mind. Chapter 3. The Art of Inner Observation. To stay untouchable, you must become an observer of your own thoughts. Imagine your mind as a sky, and every emotion as a passing cloud. You don't chase the clouds, you simply watch them drift. When anger arises, don't suppress it. Observe it. Name it gently. Ah, here is anger. By observing it, you separate from it, and what you can observe, you are no longer. This practice, known as self-observation, transforms reaction into awareness. You'll notice that emotions lose their grip the moment you see them clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." True mastery begins when you stop fighting your emotions and start understanding them.
Chapter 4. The Strength in Stillness. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It's the presence of clarity. In a world addicted to noise, silence is rebellion. When others argue, you listen. When they shout, you breathe. When they hate, you stay kind. This is not weakness, it's the highest form of control. Seneca described the calm mind as a mind in full command of itself. It does not flinch at criticism, nor does it chase praise. Ask yourself, would you rather be right or be at peace? Because often, peace costs less than proving yourself. Try this small experiment.
The next time you feel that rising urge to defend or explain, pause. Let silence speak for you. Notice how liberating it feels not to react. That moment of restraint is the seed of wisdom. Chapter 5. The daily practice of presence. Every day offers opportunities to strengthen your inner stillness. The secret lies not in big moments, but in small ones. When the line is long, when traffic slows, when someone interrupts you. These are your training grounds. Every irritation is a gym for your soul. Every annoyance, a chance to practice patience. Start small. Take 3 deep breaths before you reply to anything emotional. Write down the moments that disturbed your peace. Reflect on what truly mattered and what didn't. Over time, you'll notice that your reactions shrink and your awareness expands. You'll begin to walk through life like a calm river, moving, but never disturbed by the stones thrown into it. If these words are reaching a quiet place within you, it means you already understand this truth. You don't need to fight for peace. You simply need to stop giving it away. Take a moment, pause this video if you need to, and ask yourself, who or what have I allowed to disturb my peace lately? Then decide, today, to reclaim it. If you're walking this path towards self-mastery, like this video not as an act of support, but as a reminder to yourself that you're choosing calm over chaos. Subscribe if you wish to build this inner strength week by week, and share your reflections in the comments, because your insight might be the light someone else needs to find calm. Remember, peace is not found in a quieter world, it's found in a quieter mind.
Part 3. The peace beyond reaction. There's a rare kind of power that doesn't roar, argue, or demand attention. It doesn't come from dominance or pride, but from the quiet certainty that nothing outside of you can touch what's inside of you. That is the essence of peace. When you reach this place, criticism becomes feedback, not offense. Failure becomes a teacher, not a wound. And even in chaos, you remain calm because you finally understand that control was never about the world, it was about the mind. In this final part, let's go deeper. Let's talk about how to live from this stillness, how to carry it into every conversation, every challenge, every storm. Chapter 1. The space between stimulus and response. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the horrors of the concentration camps, once wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. That space is everything. It's the heartbeat of emotional control, the pause that separates reaction from wisdom. When someone insults you, there's a spark, that instant surge of emotion. But between that spark and your reaction lies a moment of infinite choice. You can fan the spark into fire, or you can let it fade into stillness. Practice finding that space. It's there in every moment, between the anger and the word, between the fear and the decision. When you learn to rest in that space, you become truly untouchable. Chapter 2. Transforming pain into strength. No one escapes pain, but pain itself is neutral. It's our interpretation that turns it into suffering. The Stoics viewed pain as the world's greatest teacher. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Every challenge is an invitation to train your character. Every moment of discomfort
can be transformed into endurance, understanding, or humility, if you let it. Think back to a time when someone's words wounded you deeply. Now imagine that same moment, but instead of anger, you respond with observation. You study the feeling. You ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to teach me? Perhaps it's teaching you to let go of control. Perhaps it's revealing where your ego still hides. Or perhaps it's simply showing you how strong you've become. When pain becomes your teacher, peace becomes your graduation. Chapter 3. Letting go of control. One of the hardest things to accept is this. You can't control how people treat you. You can only control how you treat yourself after they do. We often try to change the external world, to convince, to explain, to be seen and validated. But true power begins the day you stop chasing control and start cultivating acceptance. Marcus Aurelius practiced this relentlessly. He ruled an empire, and yet he wrote privately in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you surrender what you can't control, you don't become weak, you become weightless. You move freely, unburdened by expectation. Try this. Every time something doesn't go your way, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What now?" Shift from resistance to response, from frustration to flow. That's where freedom begins.
Chapter 4. The Serenity of Non-Reaction. To live untouchable doesn't mean you never feel anger, sadness, or disappointment. It means you feel them fully, without letting them rule you. You observe the emotion, breathe through it, and let it pass, like watching waves roll across the shore, powerful but temporary. In moments of chaos, remember this: stillness isn't found in isolation, it's found in presence. When someone disrespects you, your silence isn't surrender, it's superiority of spirit. When you walk away from conflict, you're not losing, you're protecting your energy. And when you choose peace over pride, you're not avoiding life, you're mastering it. There's a saying from Zen philosophy: the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. Flexibility, not force, is what makes you unbreakable. So the next time someone tries to drag you into their storm, stand firm and let them know without a word that you live in your own calm. Chapter 5. The Practice of Eternal Calm. The mind is like water. When it's agitated, you can't see clearly. When it's still, everything becomes transparent. To maintain calm, you must keep tending to it daily. Meditate, reflect, write, breathe. These are not rituals for monks. They're tools for warriors of the mind. Each morning, before the world speaks to you, speak to yourself. Remind your mind who is in control. Remind your heart that peace is your home. And each night, before you sleep, review your day. Ask, where did I lose my calm? What triggered me? What can I do better tomorrow? This is not punishment, it's growth. The more you return to awareness, the faster you recover from reaction. Over time, your peace will no longer depend on silence around you, because you'll have built silence within you. That is the essence of Stoic mastery. If this message has reached your heart, then you already know this isn't just a video. It's a mirror reflecting the person you are becoming. A person who no longer reacts out of fear. A person who no longer needs approval
to feel whole. A person who walks through chaos with the quiet confidence of still water. Take a moment now, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, I am not my anger. I am the awareness behind it. If you wish to keep walking this path, to train your mind week by week toward lasting serenity, then subscribe, like, and share your reflections below. Not for numbers, but for the small community of seekers, people like you and me, who are learning to master their minds together. Your insight may be the calm that someone else needs to hear. Because when one person learns peace, they quietly teach it to everyone around them. And as we close this journey, remember this simple truth. No one can take your peace, because peace was never theirs to give. When you stop letting others control your emotions, you reclaim your life. And that's what it truly means to be untouchable. So as you walk back into the noise of the world, carry this stillness with you. Let your calm be your strength. Let your silence be your answer. And let your peace be your power. And when the storms rise again, as they always do, stand tall, breathe deeply, and whisper to yourself, I am still here. I am still calm. I am still me.